to get started in just a second, guys. How are you guys doing? It's a beautiful Saturday here in Israel, and we are starting our Today in Crypto show. Have some very important announcements to make. Okay, and we are live right now. How's it going, guys? Happy Saturday. It's Vitaly Dubin here, founder and creator of Bitcoin's Walls Club, and this is Today in Crypto show, where we are discussing, of course, the latest and greatest developments in crypto space and Bitcoins and what is going on. And I have a few insights that I want to really share with you right now in this video of where the market is going for Bitcoin this year and following in the next year. Have it really bottomed out yet? This is something that we're going to talk about right now. So as I was just about to record this video, Bitcoin was trading about $6,000, and you know, in the last 15 minutes to 30 minutes or so, it has risen to about $6,400 right now. So this is how Bitcoin moves. Is very unpredictable in a sense. Over the shorter period of time, it can jump by a couple $100, up and down. So the question is, what are we seeing right now with Bitcoin cryptocurrencies? Where Bitcoin price is going to go? Have it bottomed out yet or not? Now, the market is probably overreacting to the news about the delay of the Bitcoin ETF. And one article I want to share with you in particular is that about the people who are close to SEC about the Bitcoin ETF approval. All three sources are unequivocally stating that Bitcoin ETF will be approved. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it's going to be approved. And it's they predicted that, they expected the delay to happen. So one quote is, "Our team expected this delay almost to the hour, has been an expectation or planning process. We won't say when we expect an approval, but there has been specific speculation that we actually agree with and have incorporated into our timeline. We are no surprised by this. Most importantly, we believe our submission is stronger yet to be put in front of US regulators and believe that strengths will be rewarded." Another one is writing that when you do an approval like this and the successive approvals that will follow in the asset class, think of 3 to 5 years return number that will be associated with the market. It is set up as an accredited investor vehicle, right? $200,000 and more can only participate. That singular element is probably what gives so many of us firm belief of its approval. What they're saying is that basically they want to make sure that they've dug really deep, both doing that and also from the outside how it looks like. So they've dug really deep and it makes sense, and then they're going to approve. Okay, so three sources close to SEC, and that can be a major catalyst for the next Bitcoin bull run that we can see. So according to one analyst, and I will not disclose his name, but what he's saying is basically we're going to see a bottom of Bitcoin. We may see a bottom of Bitcoin at around $5,500 around mid-August, right? So in the window of time of about 23rd of August, somewhere here at 5,500, and from there we'll see a rally to end of August about $10,000. Then mid-September fall to about 8,000. Then we can see by mid-September to 12,000, then a correction to 12,000, and then 15,000 by end of September. And it's just the beginning of the next bull run. And I believe the next bull run will be way bigger and way more violent than it was in the last year, especially with some sort of a catalyst that will create a lot of anticipation for people, like Bitcoin ETF approval, for example, that can bring Bitcoin to $50,000 and above. But when that will happen, you need to be very careful, because as big of the prices cannot go up forever in a parabolic manner. They are going to there's going to be a crash, and then the next crash will be even bigger than the last crash. So if last crash was about $13,000 from the peak of 19,000 something to 6,000, so Bitcoin lost about $13,000. The next crash could be from 50,000 to 20,000 or 25,000 or even $15,000, right? It will be a big crash when that happens. So it's important to understand when to enter into the market and when to get out into the market. This is something that we are covering every week in our Crypto Trading Millionaires mentoring. Make sure that you are plugging into that and know when is the time to get in and when is the time to get out. Okay, so this is some of the predictions that we are seeing in the market for Bitcoin. I think, you know, the end of the year will surprise a lot of us, and into the next phase in the beginning of the first quarter of 2019 will be a really good time for Bitcoin and the general cryptocurrency space. And with that, you need to always remember this little chart about the market cycles, right? And when you think about the market cycles, the biggest financial opportunity is happening right here when people are in absolutely disbelief, denial, when the market is depressed, when we've seen Bitcoin go from $8,400 to $6,000, right? Losing $2,400 in a matter of 2 weeks. You know, when we're seeing that, that's an area where a lot of people freak out, where a lot of people panic sell, where a lot of people get out of the market because they just can't handle it, right? So that actually is the times of the greatest opportunity, the greatest financial opportunity, when things are down, when things are cheap, when things are you know, hitting the bottom. Those are the times to get in, those are the time to buy across all kinds of trades and investments. So always keep that in mind, right? This simple chart right here, low risk, high opportunity, is right here. Depression, when we are seeing articles, you know, like this, Bitcoin in danger of dropping to $4,000, is this the end of Bitcoin, and all kinds of stuff that is written online about is Bitcoin is dead or something like that, is going down. You know, that's a depressed market. But this is the time of the greatest financial opportunity, so always remember that. Okay, now it's interesting to see that the other currencies are actually also falling in the developing countries. Like the Mexican peso has been falling and decline in the last two trading sessions. There's Argentine peso decline almost 7%. You know, and other like Turkish lira has declined. So we're seeing those other fiat currencies are declining in value, and you know, you would think that will cause a lot of people to get out of those fiat currencies and buy Bitcoin, because they want to preserve their money as it is falling, right? So it's not, I personally believe that it doesn't have that much of an effect on the Bitcoin market, what is happening with the other currencies. But I do believe, and Robert Kiyosaki is publishing a book soon about the fake currencies. There are government fiat currencies that he deems to be fake because they're printing a lot of them with no constriction, right? So we are going to see those currencies gradually get out of the system and replaced by cryptocurrencies and digital currencies, which is the new era of and Bitcoin is the kind of currency that was able to create a true hard money. And I did a whole episode and video about why is that, and why it's the even better money than gold, and what makes it so scarce and all of that stuff, which is really fascinating. So we're going to continue and seeing the developments of Bitcoin and what is going on. Now, two other things I want to cover with you in this video. One is the privacy coin. So there are privacy coins like Monero and Zcash, and there are non-privacy coins like Bitcoin and other currencies. Now, there is one company, Waze Rating, that enter into the game of analyzing cryptocurrencies and whatnot, giving them ratings in 2019, and they're saying that be wary of having your crypto inside privacy coins like Monero, because the governments might do something about it, right? Well, it couldn't be further from the truth, I believe, because there is nothing they can do about it. They may be pissed off about it, about the privacy coins like Monero, but that's why people have crypto. They can do whatever they want with their money, and those privacy coins are not going away. And another things about the ICO market, some statistics from one source is coming about the sales of the ICOs from ICO ratings, and here are some of the new stats. So we have $8.3 billion that has been raised in ICO so far, according to ICO ratings. Only 7% of ICOs from the second quarter have been able to secure listings onto the exchanges, which is less than 10%. 55% of all ICOs from this period failed to hit their funding target, which is their hard cap that they achieved. So more than half of those projects. And 15%, only 15% of projects already had a working business versus 6% in the first quarter. So this is how it looks like from 827 ICOs in second quarter of 2018. Only 204 of them raised more than $100,000. So an ICO like For New, for example, that has been able to raise $45 million. That's very good. And out of those, 61 were able to be listed on exchanges. So not that many, although I'm sure I've seen more than 61 listed on CoinMarketCap. So I'm not sure how accurate the statistics is. But if you have a utility token, and if you have a MVP, a minimal viable product that I've been talking about this week, how to evaluate ICOs. If you have not watched that video, then make sure to watch it. It's really good and will help you understand how to evaluate ICOs and invest into ICOs. When you have a minimal viable product, when you have some sort of real assets, right? Compute and data storage were the top 3 categories for fundraising during this period. Okay, so what it has to say to you. So if the company already is coming with some sort of real assets that it has, it's a good thing. Like an example was For New, they already had those assets with the power plants that they have secured. Those are real assets, real working power plants that are operational right now and producing electricity. So that's a good for an ICO and for its success. And the fact they have 4 listings confirmed on 4 different exchanges, HitBTC and Hotbit, Xratus, and Latoken. That's as you can see, less than 10% of ICOs are able to secure listings because they didn't even raise enough money to be able to afford to get listings onto the exchange. So while ICO can be very lucrative, it is also risky, especially if you're investing into the wrong ICOs. And finally, I want to cover that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are not correlated with other asset classes, and that's why you should get into Bitcoin and crypto, according to this articles in Forbes, which is very logical. If you have other types of investments and they go down, right, it's not correlated with Bitcoin cryptocurrencies whatsoever. So they may go down and Bitcoin can go up, right? So there is no correlation whatsoever. And you want to create a diversified portfolio as much as possible when you design your portfolio, where to put Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and other investments like real estate and other things, how to balance your portfolio. You want to seek as many uncorrelated assets as possible, so to protect your investment portfolio. So this is what I want to cover. I hopefully that you learn something here from this episode, and please don't panic sell your Bitcoin, because we are we are just being warmed up, and this is one of the lowest points that you will see in 2018 and 2019. I don't know if we're ever going to go back to seeing Bitcoin trading at 6,400 or around this area over the longer period of time, right? We are right here currently. Okay, so if what we are seeing in the marketplace with the predictions and everything's happening with Bitcoin ETF and hedge funds and pension funds and what they're moving into the market, then it's really a tiny little bit of the icebergs, right? Like it was in 2013, this crash. And this little correction is going to be really looking tiny compared to where ultimately it can go, like this, right? Over the longer period of time. So just keep that in mind. The $20,000 that we see in the middle of December last year was definitely not all-time high that Bitcoin will ever achieve in its lifetime. Okay, so patience, my friends, patience being rewarded, and you need to really be prepared. Everybody will be talking about Bitcoin crypto when it will hit the all-time high of last year. I promise you that, but you want to be already prepared when that happens and not react to it like a lot of people will jump in at their own time. They will buy much more expensive on the Bitcoin, and then they will sell at a loss. Okay, so I don't want it to happen to you. You want to be prepared, you want to be anticipated. So that's it for today's In Crypto show. Hope you have a great and fantastic weekend. Just an update on 4 new ICO of the months. The token sale is now closed officially. They've raised over $45 million. But if you want to participate in this ICO, I still have about 255,000 tokens left, which some of them I'm still willing to give to our members at a discounted rates from 70 cents to $1. Just email support at bitcoinswellstuff.com to get more details on that. So I'm looking forward to those trading at HitBTC, Hotbit, Xtratus, and La Token, and we'll give you updates about this project as well for those of you guys who are in. All right, so see you guys in the next live